Hello and welcome to another episode of Crypto Flip. This is episode 3, and I welcome my co-hosts Deji and Ricardo. And as usual, we are going to get started with an entertaining crypto confession. So the first one I have for you guys is I have held XRP for 4 years. I thought it'd be above $3 after getting clarity in the lawsuit. I put all my net worth into it. Now it's only hovering around 60 cents. Every XRP influencer always delays the date when XRP is going to move. It never does. Probably never will. Losing hope. That is the first one. Who wants to take
What do you mean every XRP influencer says is delaying when it's going to moon? Like, how do the XRP influencer know when the coin is going to moon? Like there's some insight, bro. If the founders of Ripple wanted Ripple to moon, it still wouldn't moon. So how is some random
No,
guy?
it would, because they hold a lot.
What are they gonna
They
do?
hold.
They had a fair bit of. They had a.
Well, actually, they could crash it,
How would
but
they raise the
they couldn't
price?
moon
Like,
it.
they couldn't even drop the price by selling.
Yeah, good point.
So how is some random guy on YouTube gonna be like, who's gonna moon on the 15th of July 2024? Like what? This guy's ridiculous. Gambling.
I think that's the best way to sum it.
Bro, what gets me every single time this confession is when people go all in. Like when you go all in, put your net worth in, whatever you're worth, 20K, 100K, whatever it is, you put it all in, and wait for something to moon. Why would you do that? Why? Who said this is going to the moon? Like, can you not understand what market cycles are? We're currently in a downtrend, not an uptrend. Why would you do this? Why? There is no real reason for you to do this. Just, fam, I'm lost. I'm lost for words again. This one. Go on, Aris, man. Go on.
No, all I was gonna say is, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying. For me personally, I don't even know how XRP is still in the top 10. But all of that aside, when this case first came about, I was wondering to myself, and I thought to myself, you know what, this could actually be an opportunity, because if it does go in their favor, which it obviously eventually did, then I can see it like pumping. But obviously, I can't remember if the news originally hit during the beginning of the bull, but it was obviously a while ago. Do you guys remember exactly when it started?
Wait, that they were being sued, or they won the lawsuit?
When they were originally being sued.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think it was at the tail end of the bull run, or like middle of the bull run. I don't think it was at the beginning of the bull run, because it still had a significant run to the upside, and then obviously has more and more funds that come to the community. Obviously, SEC kind of put their chokehold on XRP on some other crypto companies, and that's when it kind of started going sideways and eventually dropped. But it did pop when we heard that news. So if I was that person that was holding XRP, you should enjoy that little pump, that little 30, 40, 50% pump, because
but they want 3-4x, man. They don't want 30%.
Also, I remember that pump well, bro. Like during that pump, it was like, Ripple's now $1. Ripple's now above $1. It's like, yeah, Ripple's gonna go to $10. Everyone around was saying Ripple's gonna go to $5, it's gonna go to $3, gonna go to $10.
What would that take the market cap to? Because that's nuts.
Yeah, of course, it was stupid. The market cap would have been above Bitcoin.
Yeah, right. This is impossible.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. I think the moral of the story there is taper your expectations
and don't invest more than you're willing to lose.
100%.
Wise words. Let's get into the next one. So the next one is I shield safe.
You can't even get to the words.
Let me compose myself. All right, cool. I shield SafeMoon to all of my friends on WhatsApp just before the mini last pump in December 2021. They didn't know anything about crypto, so I showed them how to buy the tokens. The price tanked, and I sold 6 months later. To this day, we've never spoken about it. I don't even know I sold. I hope in the next cycle I make enough to pay them back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I have some personal insight to this. So in the last run as well, I was a investor in SafeMoon. Made my fair 2x, 3x from it, but I know it wasn't going to be life changing money. Where like you're waiting for it to go to the moon, like $1, $1. I wasn't waiting on that, so I knew better. I knew it was a meme coin, just something for you to ride on. So this is why you should personally don't show projects, don't show currency to your friends. If you want to let people in on the investment, say, listen, safe moon, do your research. Don't now start saying, bro, it's going to the freaking moon. Sell your house, remortgage your house, slap it on safe moon. That's how you become wrecked. And then I hate to see my brothers get wrecked out there, man. It just, yeah. The moral of the story is, don't do it. Don't chill and don't put more than you're willing to lose in an investment. Don't do it.
I don't know. I don't feel the same way. I feel like, bro, for years I was shilling Bitcoin to bear with my friends. Actually, I remember shilling Ethereum to Deji like way back in the day, like 2020.
But I bought in. It was a good investment. It was a good investment. That was a blue chipper.
Exactly.
Safe
Like,
is not a blue chipper, bro. I'm sorry.
These guys are not trying to gatekeep. They're trying to be like, hey, like, oh my gosh, I invested in this thing. Like, it's set to go up. Like, you should jump in as well. I don't know. I feel his pain, obviously, because it went through the floor. Like, I remember I got some of my friends to sign up to jump onto Bitcoin. They put £50 and £50 onto £10, and they were looking at me like, yo, where's my £40? I'm like, bro, hold on to it. Now that was when Bitcoin was like 15K, like the top of the last bull run. Yeah. But yeah, I guess they're just trying to help their guys out, I guess. But yeah, he's definitely not paying that money back. Like even if Bitcoin went to like, even if Safe Moon tripled or 10x, he's not paying it back.
No.
Well, I think.
But if he does moon, then he'll be justified because he'll be like, yo, see, I told you guys, I told you lot. Yeah, you still holding.
Yeah. It's a bit different because he said he sold. He said they haven't sold. So I think he's trying to. He's trying to use his investments from somewhere else to try and cover the losses.
Yeah, but it's not your investment to cover. It's not your loss to cover. You told them.
He's guilty, man. He feels guilty. He's like, I brought you man in.
But he must have overshielded them because that's what happened when you overshield something. Every day you're texting man, yeah, bad. Relax. You know what I mean? You told me once. That's it. Ricardo only told me once about Ethereum, and I'm like, I'll do my research, and I did my thing. But yeah, man, I don't want to hear it. Man.
You know what's interesting? I heard about, there was two meme coins I heard about very, very early, and I think it was mainly because of Twitter. I think they'll be shielding like Twitter comments, and I thought I didn't actually invest in them. One was Safe Moon, and the other was Shiba Inu. I heard about them pretty early, and I decided not to invest in them because the way it was being shielded was a bit. And I've seen some stuff, so I was just like, you know what, let me ignore it. But when it started going up, I was like, did I miss it? And then obviously Safe Moon is no more. But I think one of my family members, she invested in, I think it was Safe Moon, because it was one of the two, but I'm pretty sure it was Safe Moon and not Shiba Inu. And she said, oh, I'm in Safe Moon, and it was up. I don't know how much up she was, but she was up like a few X. I was begging her to sell. You have no idea. I was saying, sell, please. She's like, no, I'm up, it's all good.
Oh.
And yeah, correct. But, sometimes people have to learn their own lessons.
Yeah. Bro, the last bull run taught me a lot lesson. Where like this year, this previous bull run that we had, where like we had a lot of meme coins just kind of pump. Like Shiba Inu was one of them. And luckily, I caught that pump nicely. I was like, yo, this looks like it might be potentially listed at Coinbase. So let me just put a little grand on it. Next thing you know, yeah, this thing got less than a Coinbase. It pumped. I'm like, yeah. But I just wish I put more. But anyway, I didn't trust Shiba Inu to that extent to put more. But yeah, moral of the story is be careful, man. Just be careful out there when you're investing, especially in meme tokens. Be careful. Be extremely careful. Take your profit and run.
Yeah, meme coins is high risk, potentially high reward, but you never know what you're gonna get. But yeah, let's move on to the last one because we've got a lot of stuff to cover today. So this one's interesting. I stole $50,000 from my grandma and longed BTC with 10x leverage at 50K.
Wow!
I made so much. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow!
I made so much money when it hit 60K that I put in another 20K I stole from my parents. This guy's a criminal, fam. He's just a criminal. I put in another 20K that I sold for my parents into more longs, thinking Bitcoin would go to 100K. I lost it all and got liquidated. Now my parents and grandma don't talk to me. I'm 24. I'm borderline homeless. I sold the car I was living in to Long Pepe at its all-time high. Lost the car. Now I couch surf and sleep in shelters. Don't know what to do with my life anymore. Can't get a job. Crypto has ruined my life. I'm gonna start. I'm sorry, but no, crypto hasn't ruined your life. You ruined your life. Who told you to long? Number one. Number two, when you're already up, you saw, you know what? I'm gonna have some of that. What are these influencers saying? 100K? All right, let me go and ride that too. I can tell just from his actions that this is definitely his first market cycle. And if it's not, he's acting like it is, because that's just a level of greed that is you just hear about in the news. It's just crazy.
Bro, this is worse than that man that has millions and millions of like Bitcoin like in a USB, but then he forgot the password. This is worse than that. First, you lose the password to your thing. That's man. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. You take the money that's not yours, you invest, you make money. The first thing you need to do is like just take that money you invested. That way, anything else that's on the platform, you can play with it. And then it's like, no. I want to do more. I want to do more fraud. You get another 20 my parents. And then you long that and then you got to liquidate. I mean, yeah, no sympathy here, man. No sympathy, man. That's gambling, like Ricardo said. That's just gambling. You're not doing anything. You're not trading. You're not investing. You're gambling. You're down. You're down. You sold your car. Your last bit of like useful tool to make money. Yeah, you sold it to Long Pepe, a meme coin, in a down market. I'm speechless.
You know the maddest thing is though, if he long Bitcoin at 10x leverage when it was 50K, and then he put 50K in, like, bro, between 10, that's 10,000, that's 10,000, let's say $10,000, right? 10x leverage.
That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
He was up. Nah, bro, not 100K. Isn't that a mil?
Because he went from 50K to 50K to 60K, right? That was the top of the market, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So 10K, I thought that's 100K now.
Yeah, but that's 10,000 times the 10. Yeah, I'll work out the maths later. But either way, this guy was up quite significantly. And to then take that and say, nah, I'm done. Nah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna put more money in. I don't know, man. That's not even greed. That's just stupidity. I think, I don't know, man. He got caught up in the influencer cycles on YouTube. He's just like, the dopamine levels were high. He's like, yeah, 60K, yeah, it's gonna be 100 next.
But bro,
first market.
This like you said, bro, this person is either this is stupidity or this is probably a fake confession, because how can you make so many mistakes in one market cycle? You borrow money, you make money, you lose that money, and then now you sell your car to even long something that you're not even sure about. Like,
I even forgot about the Pepe stuff. That was just mad,
bro. How is Pepe better than Bitcoin? Bitcoin is obviously he's in a sideways action currently, and then you thought Pepe's gonna move. Cool, maybe he couldn't move, but you saw how Bitcoin went. What makes you think Pepe's gonna go any better? Like, come on.
To be fair, during the bear market, Pepe has been one of those breakout projects. But the problem was he invested at the top, so he's clearly listening. Like his source is just too late, and it's probably
it's too late, or he's
influencers, or just Twitter or whatever. So yeah, he needs.
And also, guys, he also almost long Bitcoin at the top too. I mean, I think Bitcoin went just over 60K. You just barely got in, and he made his money. He's having to take that money and run. He's like, nah, there's more gains to be made. More pain, bro. This is why, listen, if he was better off to probably just buying some Bitcoin at that range and holding it, rather than just doing 10x leverage thing. And then now, bro, don't do leverage trading if you don't know what you're doing. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's the easiest way to get wrecked.
Destroyed.
There's all like 100x leverage now. Awesome.
Yeah, and it's not hard to get a hold of either. There's a lot of exchanges that allow you to do that too easily, I think, to be honest.
If you're gonna touch that, just know what you're doing, MANDEM. Just know what you're doing, please.
Facts. Speaking of knowing what you're doing, we're going to move on to BitBoy. So I don't know if you guys have heard, but BitBoy Crypto has now removed its founder, Ben Armstrong, who's the face of the company. And I believe he might have been a CEO. He definitely founded the company from the platform. So the story goes, well, this is how it unfolded. How I saw it was, I was on Twitter one day, and I'm not following BitBoy Crypto or any of his
I didn't even watch the
companies or
videos.
anything. But what happened was, on, you know how you can get recommended tweets and whatnot. So I saw a tweet from BitBoy Crypto organization, and it was just saying that we've taken the decision to remove Ben Armstrong from the company. We'll bring out more news later. And I was like, what? How can you remove him? Didn't he start the company? And I was like, okay. And then a few days later, they said, yeah, so the reason why we sort of let him go was that he relapsed, because I believe he had a drug problem before crypto or whatnot. So he relapsed, and they said there were some other issues as well. I don't think they went into the other stuff. And then a few days ago, they posted not a confession, but more of a video that Ben put out. So he sort of went into depth from his side of the story, and he was basically saying that, there was some infidelity in his marriage that he was responsible for. They're working through their issues. He said, yes, he's been doing not drugs, but he said he was doing diet pills and steroids. And ultimately, the way he structured his company, he doesn't have full control over it, which is why he's been removed. But I saw something today that also said that he's starting a new channel as well. So, I mean, there's just so much there. Who wants to sort of take that first?
I'll go first. This BitBoy thing, Ben Armstrong thing is quite perplexing because yes, you don't have full ownership of the company, but you are one of its main founders, one of its CEO, and you worked tirelessly for the past decade trying to build this channel. You claim you made a lot of millionaires in the last bull run. Obviously, he's well loved in his community, the YouTube community, and what it seems to me from afar, because obviously I also watched the video about him, the one that's posted on BitBoy recently, the BitBoy channel, about what really went down. He gave his own perspective, said he didn't relapse or anything like that. My point is, the drug thing aside, why is he being removed from his company? Because he cheated on his wife? Even his wife was on the channel. She was on the video. She stands by him. She swears by him. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna. She believes in redemption. So I don't understand how you can use that. Obviously, maybe it's because he doesn't have full ownership of his company no more, and the way he's kind of positioned it, that's why he's been able to kind of be removed from from ownership. But it's still wild that based on those accusations, you're saying I can no longer be part of my own company that I worked so hard for to be part of, and then now I'm being removed because I cheated on my wife. That's nobody's business. That's between me and my missus. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there's a lot to unpack here, but I'll let someone else take it for now. It's weird. It feels like he's been ambushed, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think, it sounds like there's more to the story.
Fact.
Because we've all had stories of CEOs cheating on their wives or people breaking up, all of that. Like, but they don't get removed from their company. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, even like
Unless, sorry, I was
unless
just going to say,
the wife owns half of the company or she owns a piece of the company, right?
or there's like, having, an affair with the secretary or something like that.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Even back in the day, I remember like Steve Jobs was basically banging everyone at Apple at some point. No, when Apple was like a smaller company.
Yeah. I mean, all CEOs do it, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, and they were a pretty big company then, and I'm sure like no one said, you know what, mate, you're gonna have to leave the company.
Nah, he was too good.
Obviously, working with the toxic cultures across my various companies, especially fintech in the UK, it's just like if that was a thing, there'd be like no CEOs. So realistically, well, not no, but you know, like a lot of people would get removed from their company. So yeah, I don't know. It sounds like there's more to it. Also, bro, it's YouTube. Like, not that
But
it's
it's more.
centralized, but wait, it should be like more decentralized, or there should be less, I guess, hands in the pie than in like traditional companies.
Not really. I think you're not necessarily looking at like the whole picture. So it's more than just a YouTube channel. He's got like over 1 million subscribers. So he obviously has staff, editors, probably
Yeah.
researchers, all of this stuff. They've, I think they launched a coin. I think they have some sort of app that they're releasing. And they have
Okay.
other side business. So it was more, think of it more as a media company as
Yeah.
opposed to just a YouTube channel. So I think that's where like the complexity comes in. Because obviously, if he's just like a solopreneur, he has a
Yeah.
couple of freelancers and he's just doing it by himself, that's different. But
Yeah, they're
I
quite
think
big.
it's a full team.
Yeah, they have like 1.4 million subscribers. They're a big
Yeah.
company. I think they've kind of done a lot of things off that fan base, which is obviously kudos to them. But then again, how does me cheating? Like I said, drop things aside. We don't understand that. We don't understand like what might have happened in the back scenes. But at the same time, how can you remove me from my own company because I cheated on my wife? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I think they need to shed more light to the story. And if it turns out like it was something where like he cheated, like not only did he cheat outside his marriage, he was also obviously maybe messing with some of the staff in BitBoy company or something. Then that might obviously give them a morality clause to maybe take over the company or something. But
Bro,
other than that, it
there's
doesn't
just,
make any sense.
there's too many instances. I don't know, man. Like, bro, like I don't know, like random example, politicians. Let's not even get into the full story, but yeah, I can't imagine that is the only thing that happened.
No, it can't be, man. It just can't be. There's more to come, and then I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, what do you think, Harry?
Yeah, I think it's a very weird situation, and I was baffled from the get go. And as more and more unfold, we start to learn more. What I'm wondering now, more so than anything, is like what's next, because he said he started a new YouTube channel. The existing channel, I know they have different personalities on the channel now, but most people are probably there for Ben Armstrong. So, you know, if they wanted to say take over the company or whatever, maybe they've shot themselves in the foot. Maybe it would have been better for them to somehow manage him in a way which he was still around, but I don't know. But it's yeah, the thing about having a YouTube channel like that, even though they've got other personalities, is that if you build a loyal fan base, and he's a very divisive character, you either love him or you hate him.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will probably flock towards him and his new venture, whatever he decides to do. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see his face again in the near future.
Yeah, I mean that could easily happen because from just reading some of the YouTube comments, there's a lot of strong support for Ben Armstrong. They all seem to believe in him, and then obviously we're all human, we all make mistakes. He's claiming he didn't relapse on cocaine or meth. He was just taking some diet pills and some steroids or something, just kind of help him lose weight. So if he's able to kind of spin this around and obviously start his own thing again, and then I'm sure you will literally take a fair bit of those subscribers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, if he comes back with this new channel and he's got a 6-pack, it's going to be obvious.
Yeah, then we know he's telling the truth.
Come on.
For sure. But yeah, so moving on to something that I thought was really interesting, and I think that if this story develops, it could be very interesting moving into the bull market, which we're sort of hoping is going to be sometime next year. So Twitter, or X as it's now known, obtained its license required for crypto payments and trading. And obviously we are aware that Twitter rebranded to X, and X is going to be the everything platform as Elon describes it. And as part of that, it's looking at sending money, remittance, crypto payments, and trading by the seams of it. What do you guys think about that, and what effect do you think it's going to have?
I'll take this one. When I first saw this, I I think this is before. I think this was after episode 2 of Crypto Flip. We had that little quick pump up to the upside again, and then we were quickly rejected. And it was awfully based on several of these news. Twitter acquiring a crypto license to to operate in the space. And I thought that was quite interesting. Obviously, a lot of people kind of flood like, yeah, this is big on the bull run. Obviously, I didn't think so. But I think it's quite interesting because before he even acquired his license, he also made a statement in an interview, which I forgot the source, but I'll send it to you guys later on. He said if X is built properly, X could account for 50% of the global financial trade. So, and that's a mouthful. I think.
What you say, 50?
50%.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how Elon is. So I mean, that's quite interesting. I think him obviously being a crypto lover as well. I think I can easily see X operating in the crypto space, maybe transacting in some sort of like crypto. You know what I mean? I won't be surprised if it starts accepting Dogecoin come bull market. Easily can see that happening. I'm not saying it will, but you can easily see that happening. I could easily see creators on X being compensated in Bitcoin, or they can use cash. Like, there's a lot of twist to this, and then that will make, if this is done, that will make X one of the more interesting platforms in the world. So, and that will only further increase the market share, the amount of users they have on a monthly basis. So I think it's huge, but I'm gonna reserve, you know what I mean, celebrating and jubilating with pom poms until I see more development in that side.
So I guess my thoughts differ. So I remember back 2019, 2020, Twitter was starting to do some things around the crypto space. And they had,
I remember as well, Ricardo, they were trying to do the centralized Twitter, but that was when Jack Dorsey was still the CEO. Now,
prior to Elon, right?
That's probably been scrapped, or that's actually what he's working on, which is why he sold Twitter, now named X, to Elon for a bag of money.
And I'm just like, well, they've done some stuff in the crypto space before, but crypto didn't really move much because of it. And I think there was the whole, like, they were offering some NFT thing, some NFT marketplace or something like that.
Yeah, that's the
they implemented something whereby you can display your profile picture as an NFT, and it was verified on the blockchain. That was sort of beginning to be rolled out, and I think it went they rolled it out to the whole platform. And I think they were testing a few other things, but I don't know if everything got rolled out fully before the acquisition.
Yeah. But in general, though, my opinion on Elon and his promises, 50% is.
I know, bro. I know it's a reach. It's a massive,
especially in finance. Like if you're talking about research or something where it's a new venture, it's different. But finance.
But we are talking about the guy that wants to go live on Mars. Like,
I hear that.
50% in a financial market for him is like, maybe we'll get to Mars and then we'll do that, or vice versa. I don't know. The vision's high. I hear that.
Exactly.
Sure.
But
sure.
I don't. He's not been delivering on much of his promises lately, if I'm honest.
Why do you say that? What do you mean by
that? Tesla as the company, the stock's been going down for the last. Okay, it topped out, and the market was going down as well. But
everyone's going down, bar like a few.
Yeah,
everyone's stock portfolio is taking a hit, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay. Let's put the stock aside. Like, Tesla has said, we're gonna deliver like these types of vehicles.
Yeah.
They've been slashing the prices of their vehicles, so they're actually destroying like the electric car market. They are like false promises. There's been cars that they announced back in like 2019, 2020, the Cybertruck, the Tesla Roadster, that Elon went on stage and said this is coming soon. 3-4 years later, it's still not here. And it's because of all these things that are happening in society. But when he says, I'm going to do it, in his mind, you can fully believe he's going to do it. But I don't think he has all the information and like all the resources lining up to say, yeah, this is gonna happen. So
Yeah.
for me, he's broken too many promises for me as somebody who wanted to get into a Tesla product.
You know what? Yeah, you make all valid points. I think yeah, I did see an article on him slashing some prices on some of his like Tesla products, but at the same time, we are in the inflationary decade. He has to kind of tailor his products to the market cycle. There's not a lot of, I mean, there's not a lot of liquidity out there. So if you want people to keep buying your stuff, you know what I mean, if you're selling it for 80K, if you slash it by what 5% is now what I don't know 60 something 70 something, it's still a top of the range car. I mean, I still think Tesla has one of the best EV vehicles in the market. They're one of the top EV leaders. I know a lot of people are making a play in that industry, but I mean, Elon's done a fair bit, and in my personal opinion, if anyone's able to take X to new heights, I'm not saying Jack Dorsey couldn't do it, but I think Elon has probably got more of a like this guy's got bare companies, bro. He's got like what 4
Yeah,
or
but
5.
that's the problem.
You know what I mean? No, that's not the problem. But the
He's
thing is,
stretched.
he's not cool, but he's not. He had for X now. He's not actually running the day to day on X. He's
But
just
He's head of product, I think,
doing things from the
or CTO or something like that.
so Twitter demoted him because he was making.
No.
no.
He didn't get demoted. He hired a CEO, and she's gonna be doing like what's it called? She's gonna be doing like all the stuff he doesn't want to do in terms of like ads and managing all that stuff, because I think that's where her experience lies. But he's going to be focusing more on the product side of things and all that type of stuff, because I think that's where his interest lies more.
Okay.
But yeah, my personal view is that I've always since I've been paying more attention to Elon over the years, it's always been never bet against Elon.
Never ever, bro. Don't do it, fam.
Bro, we're still not on Mars yet, though, man.
Nah, but listen, Mars is the bro. Mars
will come, man. Mars will come.
Bro,
how many people have been to Mars?
You know how far Mars is, fam. You know,
you're a physicist. You should know this.
It's like a moon race. When moon, fam? When moon colony, bro? Yeah, man. I hear what you're saying. Don't bet against Elon. I see that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you prove me wrong.
Fam, you might prove us wrong, bro. Trust me. Like Elon is that guy. Trust me. He's him.
I hear that. Also, he did slight the whole market by selling all them Bitcoin.
Bro, it is gonna know what he's doing. Bro, that's understanding market cycle, bro. Why should I keep my Bitcoin and let it fall to 16, 14K and then I have to hold?
You couldn't announce it to man, no?
No, but bro, come on, bro. He didn't
be in a private chat for that, boy.
Bro, he bought
his number.
Bro, last cycle he bought billions of Bitcoin, didn't say nothing until it was bought, fam. Didn't say nothing.
Fair. And also, he doesn't want to get. He's already in trouble with like the SEC.
Yeah,
saying
fair.
He doesn't want to be like done for market manipulation.
And he can easily be done for that. And I think, yeah. Trust me, yeah.
No, okay, exactly. Yeah.
And speaking of the SEC, I think that segues quite nicely into the next section, which is last week Bitcoin rose to 27,400 after it was announced that Grayscale won the lawsuit against the SEC. But it looked like a bit of a bull trap because the price of Bitcoin came down. However, this makes it a bit more bullish that the ETF will actually come. So that's looking a lot more likely now. But what was also interesting is that U.S. Congressman Warren Davidson called to fire the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, following Grayscale's win. So it shows that there's a lot of people behind the scenes that aren't happy that the ETF might be coming. So I'm not too sure what people's motivations are there, but why would a member of parliament, using our equivalent in the UK, not want there to be a Bitcoin ETF?
Yeah. Because they don't want Bitcoin to gain steam, potentially. then there's a whole conspiracy theory. They want to have their own centralized coin. They don't want the crypto market to do too well.
CBDCs, yeah.
Like we've been saying for the last forever. Like once institutional money starts to flow into Bitcoin, the price will stabilize. There'll be less swings.
Yeah.
It'll be a stronger asset, and obviously it would then threaten all these countries that have their centralized currencies, and also the US, which has its global centralized currency, which many countries use as like a backing. So, I mean, I'm guessing there's like a list of things that reasons why they don't want it to happen. But ultimately, if it does happen, yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. Like it happened. It was like it happened, and then they fired the guy straight away. Like he did a
Did he
bad
actually get fired?
job. Like
You're talking about Gary Gensler?
yeah.
It's not fired yet. It's not fired yet, is he?
I thought they were moving from.
No, they're calling for him to
No,
be
he's not fired. He's not fired.
Yeah.
I just had a look.
Okay, so you want him to get fired? Like this thing happens, which is good for the crypto market, and then you're like who did it? Who made the complaint? It's probably a lot.
Someone. Well, they mentioned one specific guy called Warren Davidson, who's a congressman in the US. But there might be others that we're not really.
I bet you quick Google on that man's name, he's anti-crypto. Quick Google on that man's name, he's anti-crypto. Easily.
Probably.
Yeah.
Wow. Quick Googling his name, we'll probably find out he's like, in some crazy companies that are just like against Bitcoin overall.
Oh, of course. I mean, bro, I'm not surprised though. I'm not surprised this is happening. Not that it's gonna happen. I mean, they want Gary to be fired for what? It's not that the ETF thing has been accepted yet. That's the thing, like it hasn't even been approved yet. So if it's been approved, that's one thing. So I think calling for him to be fired is a little bit premature. It's a little bit like just weird because one, the ETF is not here yet. Two, the guy's been doing a good job, obviously. So why are you asking to get fired? Because what, Grayscale won a lawsuit? Because the Ripple one was botched, according to you? But this is just a legal matters. You know what I mean? Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't go your way. You know what I mean? Sometimes you create a whole legal battle for no reason, and it's just for the fun of it, just throw money around. So I don't really like. This is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It's like it would be really interesting to see because obviously next year in the US there's elections, right? And it'd be interesting to see based on who wins and what their response is to crypto. Because some candidates are a bit more crypto friendly and some aren't. So based on that, that might have an effect on, how what type of laws are put in place and just how crypto friendly the US is. And obviously what happens in the US can have a major effect everywhere else.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like these political cycles always tend to affect that crypto class itself, and as well, it will probably determine if Gary gets to keep his job or not. So, this congressman calling for him to be fired, he's just a congressman. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he doesn't answer to him. So, yeah,
that's true.
Gary's job is safe until the next election.
Good point. So last week we were talking about profit-taking strategies, and we wanted to sort of cover this because it's very important, and especially when you listen to a lot of these crypto confessions, and even just looking back at our own investing and sort of trading history, I'm sure we can all point out times where we've said, I wish that I didn't sell when I did, either because I sold too early or sold too late. So knowing everything that you guys know now, what are you going to do moving into the next bull market? So your whatever you've invested in is starting to pump, and what type of strategy do you guys look for?
I'll go first, Rick, and then you can kind of finish it off. For me, how especially obviously you all know currently the market's not in the best place right now. We're currently in a down market, and because no one can ever predict the top, you can have the best AI trading platform telling you this is the top or this is the bottom for Bitcoin. You're never really sure because there's always that macro aspect. I remember the last cycle, like literally I woke up one morning, the whole crypto market was red, and then it was basically, there was a lot of speculation, but mainly the reason why I think even Elon kind of sold a bit of his crypto. He sold a bit of his crypto as well, citing that mining Bitcoin is not green. It's actually blah blah blah, and then that's one of the reasons why he sold. I think that's obviously a cap answer, but at the same time, it's a shrewd move because one, he's addressing more than one thing, the whole green mining thing, and as well as probably just taking profit. You know what I mean? It's always good to take profit. So my thing is when you know you're an asset class that can just plummet 30%, 25%, BTC alone, and you know that does the altcoins. Altcoins were flaming red that day. They were like down from 50%, they were down 60%. And obviously, if you bought and it went up, you're good. But then I think that was kind of like the beginning of the end at that time. And hopefully, if people that bought sold quickly because eventually it just kept kind of going down, and then we're here today. Moral of the story is when you're in the down market, you want to DCA in because you can never ever tell. Like, all right, cool. 14K is absolute bottom, 16K is absolute bottom, 25K is absolute bottom. What you want to do is invest what you can. Obviously, it's not DCA. Invest what you can, what you're willing to lose.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice, exactly. Invest the money that you're willing to lose into whatever asset in crypto, BTC, altcoins, whatever it is, and DCA into it bit by bit. So every month, every week, buy a small portion of that asset. And when let's say now, for example, BTC, let's just use a small example. Let's say you bought in this bear market now, we bought Casper. Let's say my average price of Casper is 1 cent, right? Cool. At DCA, I bought a lot of Casper. I'm good. I'm ready for the pump. And then let's say now in the next bull run, it pumps to 50. Like let's say it pumps to, like, let's say, I don't know, $1 or something. That's 100x, right? What you start to do is if you don't want to take effort at once. So what you do is once you get to like a TP point, you need to have like several TP checkpoints. So what the first TP checkpoint could be 50 cents. So that means you need to sell a bit of your portfolio at that point. When you get to 75 cents, you can sell a bit. When you get to $1, which is your absolute reach, absolute max, even if it goes to $5, it is what it is. Sell some as well, because at the end of the day, you want to realize, you want to liquidate some of the assets so you can actually have enough cash to do more in that market or do whatever you want to do. Maybe it's diversify or something. So yeah, you DCA in, you DCA out. That is the easiest way to take profit in this marketplace.
Rick, what do you think?
Cool. So for me, so let's say based on where the market is right now, I buy some Bitcoin today at $25,000, and I see Bitcoin slowly starting to go up. Like when I first made that purchase of, I'm buying Bitcoin at 25,000, like assuming this is my not so long term, like short to medium term portfolio, not long term, like long term buy. I don't plan to sell for at least 10 years. So in that bucket of short to medium term trades, if I buy today at 25, I'm gonna have take profits like across the board. And yeah, dollar cost average for sure, but I try to dollar cost average for like long term. So if today's the day and it's 25, I'm gonna have take profits like set. I might sell 10% at 30 to 35K. If we go like a full 2x, I might sell another 30 to 40%. It just kind of depends, really. Like,
Rick, I have a
it's hard. It's going to be hard. Like, it's a hard thing to sell, especially when you're up.
I have a quick question. Yeah. Rick. Sorry to kind of cut you off. Your strategy, does your take profit level, like, does the pump? Let's say you went from 25. Say BT went from 25 to 50K. Does that pump? That's a 100x move, right? Correct. So because it's a 100x move, do you take a bigger portion of your profit? Let's say instead of doing 10%, you do, I don't know, 40, 50%. Is that how you kind of do it? The bigger the pump, the more TP you have, or what?
It depends.
But you wouldn't know ahead of time that it's going to be a big
yeah,
exactly.
Well, yeah, because what's happened to me in the past is we've gone from 25 to 30, and I've been like, okay, cool, we're up, whatever, we're up 20%, I'm going to take out like 50%, and then obviously it just keeps going, or it goes the other way. You never know. So yeah, for me, it's just scaling out your position. And if you have like you just put down your free take profits, I'm going to take profit at 35. I'm going to take profit at 50, and I'm going to take profit at 75. Like, and if you say I'm going to take out a third each time, like a third of
30%.
The portfolio value, like by the time if you go through your two take, obviously setting a stop loss, or you have some value in your head, like if it goes below, like if it goes to 20, I'm just out, and I'll reevaluate the market. 20 is a bit high, but like yeah, if it goes down to like 25, 22, 21, you probably know it's going to hit 20. If it's 20, it's going to go down. So you probably start telling yourself, okay, so if I have my stop loss, I'm going to set up free take profits. I'm going to take profit at 35, 50, and 65. And at 65, you might decide, oh, I'm going to leave like 10 or 20% in just to see how crazy it goes. But I think the moral of the story is you just have to take money out, because it's not going to be high forever. Like the market cycles. It's not going to be high forever, and it's not going to be low forever. And historically, it's always been lower for longer, and then it's been like higher for longer. Like we're never at an all-time high for a year, like never. Bro, there's years we're in bear, and we're ranging around like the lowest values of BTC or the entire market. So that's kind of the strategy for me.
What's that saying, Ricardo?
Medium term.
Well, yeah, exactly. For a short to medium term portfolio, yeah, you set TP. For a long term, let's say you're buying BTC to hold for 10 years, don't need to set TP for that. You just buy it and thingy. But yeah, I mean, what's that saying, guys? What goes up must come down. So if you're in that space where you feel like BTC could never come down, or your meme coin could never come down, just check the historical prices. Just check the historical data. That's what you need to do. Just check the historical data and contact me after that.
You know what? Another thing, like if you're the type of person that likes to see, like me, like you like to see your portfolio doing multiples all the time, you're like, yeah, this is sick. If you have a value in your mind, let's say, I don't know, you invest your first £500 or £1,000, and you see that go to 10 grand, and in your mind, like when you set out, when you first made the purchase, you're like, you know what, 10 grand would be sick, bro. Take your 10 grand.
Trust me,
because like similar positions, I've been like, oh, let me take this grand. I put this grand in, this grand turns to like 10. In my mind, I had 10 in my mind, but now it's gone to 15, 17. I'm like, yes, sick. And I hold on to it. And then it went back to like 3. That ain't happening to me again. That's the whole point of like taking profits. I'm going to take out some here. I'm going to take out some at 10. I'm going to take out some if it hits 12. I'm going to take out some if it hits 15. But once it starts going back below my 10, I'm just like, yeah, you know what, bro? Bro, 1 or 5, I'm out.
Fam, that's it, bro. Listen, like, your portfolio is nothing but numbers until you liquidate some of that asset. Like literally, if you don't liquidate, it's just a bunch of numbers. Like, you know what I mean? It won't reflect in your bank account. You won't be able to say you don't have full ownership of it until you liquidate. So yeah, it's yours, but you gotta have it when it's at the top or at the middle or at the bottom. So we all know which way we prefer.
Right, yeah. And also don't beat yourself up if you don't hit the top. Like, yeah, at the top across all my portfolios in crypto, I had well into 7 figures. And I was like, yeah, I'm done now. And you kind of ease it away, and then you come back one day, the market's going down, and you're like, hold on, where did all that piece go?
It'd be happy.
You don't want to.
No, that's facts. That's
what
facts.
you saying,
yeah, for me, I think what I've learned is that there's 2 parts of the equation. So I like to dabble in altcoins because I just feel like there's more upside potential at this point in time. Obviously, I have a dual strategy, but I'm not going to get too much into that now. But you have the blue chips and your altcoins. And if I'm dealing with altcoins, part of your before you even start thinking about taking profit, you have to think about your entry point. If you're entering higher, then obviously you're going to make it harder for yourself to have good take profit points. But if you're buying at low prices and it's a solid project and there's upside potential and there's comparable things on the market, and say it's got good technology and everything else, and it's just been undervalued by the market, then you can have a certain level of confidence that, you know, if the market realizes that this is a good project, that in time people are going to see it, and then obviously the price is going to go up. So that's the first thing, getting in a good entry point, making sure that it's not overvalued. The second thing I would say is that, much like both of you guys have said, is obviously taking bits along the way, whether that's 5-10% every time, or 33% or 20 whatever percent. That's up to the individual to decide. But the final thing and the key for me, and this is probably what I've missed, and I definitely won't miss it again, is once that's all done, and there's one other thing actually. So maybe there should be a point at which you recoup your original investment, so that everything left is just house money.
Yeah.
Everything else, that even if it went to zero, you'll be annoyed, you'll be pissed, but realistically speaking, you haven't lost anything. So once you're at that point, you still obviously want to take profits, but maybe there's a 5 or 10% that you leave in as a moon back, because in crypto you never know where it can go. And once you've recouped your initial investment, you've also taken profits. Having that sort of 5 to 10%, I think, is something, where you can just sort of hedge on the upside. And that's kind of how I look at profit taking.
Just one more thing on what Aris said. Obviously, Aris had to dabble a little bit in the altcoin market. I think we're all altcoin dabblers. It's just depending on when people are investing. I hate to invest in altcoins when we could clearly see that the market is tanking. So I hate when people are calling for altcoin season when Bitcoin kind of decide what level it's trying to reach. So that's the one point to make. But I think one thing I learned in the last bull run, again, it's not financial advice, but I think when you're trading in the altcoin market, I tend to look at altcoins against BTC. That kind of tells you the strength it has, its upside move, its downside move. And when I feel like, cool, I've reached my take profit point, what I like to do is take profit in BTC, because I know that sometimes, obviously, I take some profit in stables or actual cash itself, but sometimes taking profit in Bitcoin helps, because everything denominated against Bitcoin. Bitcoin kind of determines where everything goes in this asset class. So holding more Bitcoin is more important than owning a fair bit of like altcoin that might just tank eventually, which So and then what you do is make sure that you're watching that Bitcoin level for your take profit point as well. So that's my take on that one.
Yeah, definitely agreed. And speaking of taking profit, some people like to take their profit into pure cash. Other people like to take their profit into stable coins. And speaking of stable coins, there's recently been a new stable coin that's been released by PayPal. So yeah, that's right. The actual PayPal company that everybody, I was going to say loves or hates, but most people hate it, has released a stable coin, and apparently not many people are using it. And I also saw something that said that it's going to be released on Coinbase. So I'm not sure if that's happened yet, but that's definitely in the works if it hasn't already happened. What do you guys think about this new PayPal stablecoin? It's something that I have very strong thoughts about, but I'll let you guys go first.
Personally, it's a centralized stablecoin. What are we sure it's being backed by
cash and gold? That's what's backed by, cash and gold. That's what I said.
And yeah, I've seen the smart contracts, and it's like, I see a lot of people talking online about how it's, oh my gosh, they can freeze your balance, or they can like remove your balance. But
no, they can, bro.
Yeah, they can. Yeah. But that's like the same for most stable coins.
There's a difference, though.
No.
Well,
What's the difference?
Well, what I was going to say is, if we're just looking at PayPal, the company as well, they've had a long-standing history of nefarious activity, shall we call it? And what I mean by that is, basically, in e-commerce, a lot of people complain that they hold, money for like 180 days plus, and unjustly. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that they also, I think it was either early this year or the end of last year, they, in the terms of service, they updated and said, if you say things online that we disagree with, we will basically freeze your money or take it. I can't remember, but it caused an uproar. I remember being on LinkedIn and seeing that, and I was like, this is not serious. This is some sort of Nazi Germany type situation where they're just going to take your money because you're saying things that they don't like, and it's basically policing your money. So for them to now launch a stable coin and have that type of ethos and track record, are these people that you're going to trust with your crypto?
Bro, well said, well said. To be honest, I also looked at the smart contract code. It's definitely a centralized stablecoin. And if it's centralized, I don't want nothing to do with it. If it's not decentralized, I don't want to touch it. And I definitely will not keep any money in this new PayPal stablecoin. It's not for me. It's not for most of the smart money in this market. There's some of the stablecoins that obviously you have to remember the FTX saga. I mean, stablecoins can go to zero. So I'm well aware of that. I'm well aware of that.
Thing is, stablecoins can go to zero, but most stablecoins don't have a company as big as PayPal that back them.
No, I hear that.
If there's an institutional company, like a big company, I don't know. Let's say Tesla wanted to buy.
Yeah.
Okay, example, but yeah, let's say Tesla wanted to buy. They wanted to liquidate their whole account and didn't want to put it into dollars, and they wanted to put in a stable coin where they could actually go to a real place and or start a real lawsuit and try to claw that money back if anything was to go wrong. Like PayPal as a company backing that is probably better than a company like back in US like Tether or any of the other stable coins. So I think there might be some positives for the market. Obviously, we're seeing it from our perspective of PayPal can literally right now freeze my PayPal account.
Indeed.
And they have their free transactions coming in, their free transactions going out until you get on the phone with them and be like, hey, yeah, this was real. This was me. Yeah, I transferred the $50 to my aunt way over there on purpose. So, yeah, obviously, but those things don't happen like frequently. Like I still have a good relationship with PayPal. I use them
But it depends on the amount of transactions, though, to be honest, because
it does.
like if you're doing low volume, that's one thing. But like the only like equivalent I can use is like e-commerce, and because e-commerce, there's loads of transactions coming in. Sometimes there's people that want refunds and whatnot, and if you hit a certain threshold or whatever, then they might put it on. Like I don't know the exact word for it, but they'll basically flag it, and then that's when they sort of trap your money and all that type of stuff. And if they have that similar type of ethos in terms of crypto, I don't know what the trigger would be. Maybe it's, oh, you're doing X amount of transactions. You know, we need to know where you are at all times. We need CCTV in your house. I'm obviously being hyperbolic.
I hear what you're saying. I hear you.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Just to add to your some of the points you guys made, Harris and Ricardo. Obviously, I think there is some good to this. Like I said, like PayPal is they're a big company, and then and the way they're backing the stable coin, I mean, it's their own project, but it's better than some other stable coin that are probably backed by, I don't know, some exchanges who might actually be, a bit sketchy by themselves. So I fully understand that, but I just feel like for me personally, I'm not using this PayPal stablecoin right now. I'm not holding any of it. I have no reason to hold it. I'm an investor. I look for things to appreciate. This stablecoin will not appreciate. So unless there is,
but would you use it to, let's say, profit taking?
Why? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? What point I'm making is, Aris, Ricardo, is I would like to see PayPal do more in this space. You know what I mean? I think releasing a stablecoin is not enough. You know what I mean? Like, what can I do with this stablecoin? What does he do? If I hold it, am I getting a percentage interest in it? No.
I don't know. I disagree.
I would like to see more. I would like, because obviously, just stablecoin. What is it? Just stablecoin. I would take profit in it.
It's a stablecoin, and yeah, I don't know. I think maybe this is like a part of like PayPal's bigger move into
I
crypto.
think so.
PayPal's
I think
massive. Like they're massive.
I know it has to be. This can't be all of it, bro. It just cannot be all of it.
Imagine, yeah. Right. Imagine, centralized exchange gets hacked all the time. Like
all the time.
Companies get hacked all the time. Bro, PayPal's never had a major hack, and PayPal's been around since what, 2000?
But bro, they're also not in the crypto market.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But I'm on their website right now, and I'm looking at this whole digital wallet stuff, and it looks like you can hold more than just your PYUSD in your wallet. So instead of having your money in cold storage or your crypto on an exchange that you don't trust, or a crypto on an exchange that, you know, partially has been hacked, or their DEX has been hacked, or something's been hacked. Like, I would rather keep my crypto on PayPal as like a safety fee, as like a place that is safe. And also, like, to convert from like GBP or USD in my PayPal. PayPal has my bank account. And if I create like like an institutional one, they'll have my business bank account. And it would make a lot of sense to move money from my PayPal app or my PayPal account to my real account and onboard that way instead of onboarding via something like Coinbase. That feels safer to me than
I get the point you're making, Rick. I get the point you're making, Rick. I get the point you're making because, like, one of the biggest downfall in crypto is sometimes your money is not safe because these hackers are on job. They literally, these men are on job. But I would like I said, bro, I would like to see more from PayPal because this is a fairly new digital wallet. This is new. Don't tell me
there's even more.
You go wait, Rick, don't tell me you cannot get hacked, bro. Trust me, some hacker from Russia is listening to this podcast. You challenging, man.
Shout out to the Russian hackers.
Tomorrow.
Let me I'm even thinking about it now, and I'm like, also, you know, when, like we spoke about in last episode, like when market goes down, nothing, you can't get money anywhere. Like, they didn't even take API requests. Like the whole like Coinbase API, Binance API, they're just like, yeah, we're done, we're at capacity. Bro, PayPal as a technology company can't have those issues. It can't, because at the same time, while I'm trying to onboard, I'm trying to on-ramp some money from fiat to crypto or whatever, or take money out. Like, they still have to support all the other vendors that they support, and like some vendors use PayPal as like remittance service. So, you know, like actually taking money from someone in store. Like, I don't know. I have more faith in their infrastructure, like their software infrastructure, than I do most crypto companies. One, because they've been around so long.
Yeah, fair enough.
And two, they're just a massive company. Like,
yeah. I mean,
also, I'm thinking about it now. $1 US to $1 PYUSD. I believe them more than I do any other stablecoin.
Cool.
Because PayPal.
I hear that. But like I said, they need to show more. They need to do more. They need to show us that the digital money from hackers, because you can't guarantee that they're unhackable. They cannot make that guarantee.
No, 100%.
Nobody can guarantee that. But I think when it comes to PayPal, I think there's the practical side, which I think Rick's kind of touched on in terms of, you know, they've got the reserves, etc. But there's also the ideological side. So it really is going to boil down to the individual. What do you value more? But yeah, I mean, we can definitely go on that subject for a long time. But we have to wrap this up. And thank you to my co-hosts, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.